Hey there, this is Solinus Dracone, and welcome to Dank Souls 2. I've got with me my friend Alex from overseas, who, he's the one that got me into the Dark Souls series in the first place, really. Say hi, Alex.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so I'm on this whole new game screen, and I'm just going to go ahead and fire her up. Looks like, as per our discussion, you're going to be rolling yourself a new character as well, right?
Yes, and I have decided to do something I've never done before, and play a pyromancer.
Well, ain't that something? Although, how are you going to play a pyromancer?
Well, I just have to select a class and get the pyromancer flame as quickly as possible.
That takes a while, don't it? I mean, you got to get that branch, right?
That's true, but I have never done it before, not even in Dark Souls 1. The class never appealed to me, so I thought I'd give it a try. And
yeah.
What about you? Nice.
I've tried a pyromancer. I've fired up Armin there, and yeah, that's copyright protected, whatever. But you know, the sheer thing about casting in Dark Souls as a series is the limited number of casts. I can get behind an MP system better than I can get behind a limited number of cast system.
Yeah, well, that was a system in Demon's Souls, which you don't like.
Well, I didn't care for the game as a whole, but there were certain elements that would have been nice to have kept.
Like the MP system. I agree.
Yeah.
I actually think casters are quite slow and stodgy in Dark Souls.
Yeah, I mean, I've done a sorcerer before, and it's worked out for the most part, but I get up to the Four Kings boss fight, and it's just bleh. So, yeah.
That's a tough one. You really need high DPS for the Four Kings fight.
I mean, just look at who they give you to summon and how well she does. Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, so let's go ahead and go with Solinus on this one here. Oy. They kind of make you do the keyboard here, don't they? Alright, select OK. Yeah, I'm sure of my fucking name. Shut up, old bitch. Alright, so, yeah, let's go with my, stats here. Thin as a rail, but ripped as a fucking python. Let's see, Homeland, whitest motherfucker there is.
Racist.
Sure, if you like.
I'm trying a sort of, Oriental lady, but there's not much in the Homeland options for that.
No, not much of it. Yeah, just in case you doubted he was actually British, he can say things like Oriental and it's perfectly socially acceptable.
Well, Asian does not mean the same thing over here as it does for you guys.
No.
Asian people, for us, are people from India, Pakistan, that sort of area.
We call those people Indian.
There you go, you see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, that's what happens when you let the fucking colonies go.
And let them go.
Well, your king was going crazy at the time, so he didn't exactly do a very good job of keeping them. Oh well, that's all history. Alright, so yeah, I'm rolling a knight, as if anybody's surprised. It's probably just the best class for starting out with actual melee stuff.
Knight is my favorite class. I'm just trying something a bit different.
Yeah. I mean, we all know that you're more Dark Souls than I am.
Souls in general. I actually prefer this game to Dark Souls 1.
Heresy.
Yes, it's considered heresy among the internet set, but I genuinely do. There are a few aspects of Dark Souls 1 I prefer, but I think it's a real improvement for me. One of the major complaints about Dark Souls 1 was how boring it gets after you get the Lord Vessel.
Yeah, and I did mention that when I started into my boss rush playthrough there, is that I do agree it kind of gets, well, you know, I don't really give a shit anymore once you've gotten the Lord Vessel and you start sprawling out.
Yeah, I have about 10 characters, all of them who have just got the Lord Vessel, and then I got bored and started again.
I will never lack for any help with the bro down.
Yes, that's true.
No matter what sort of tune I roll, I've never gotten good at that fight, and honestly, I don't want to.
No, why not?
It's just not the sort of fight that I agree with its very existence. So,
That's
you know...
most people's favourite fight.
Well, I'm not most people.
Wrong as always.
Of course. That's why I'm the one with a YouTube series. And it's that, yeah, I know, it doesn't...
Yeah, no, that's too easy, I'm not going there.
I don't have many subscribers yet. I did get one anonymous subscriber, but that's it.
It's probably your mother.
No, honestly, if anybody's been watching my previous playthroughs, they know I went to visit my mom in Miami recently, and I started showing her even just a little bit of my playthrough, and she just got bored immediately and walked away. I said, "What, are you bored?" She's like, "Yeah." And she's normally more diplomatic than that.
It's just soul-destroying, isn't it, when people are that honest? Yeah.
Alright, so let's see what the little crows are going to give me. What's smooth and silky want to drop for me?
Dinah and Tilo.
Yeah, right, you keep saying that. I'm going to go with fucking bitchy crows. Petrified dragon bone. Fantastic.
That's not a bad drop.
I'd honestly prefer the channeler's trident, the hooky staff. And a life gem for the small one. That's just wonderful. Alright, let me kick this ladder out. Kick it like a bad dog. Ooh, complete silence. Animal cruelty never gets a laugh.
No, not in this country. We love our animals more than other people.
Yeah, that's true. I actually... Talking about the Vicar of Dibley is what comes to mind when you mention that, because I remember the Pet Cemetery episode, or the Pet Mass episode, or whatever, and that actually kind of touched me, you know? It really felt very heartwarming and honest to me, that episode.
Yeah, that is kind of our general attitude. We like our pets a great deal in this country. That's why... Well, every country's got a problem with stray animals and animal shelters and things, but you'll notice it far, far less in Britain, I'm proud to say, than in many other places in the world.
Absolutely. Y'all guys give your cows a hug before you kill them and eat them.
Well, a stressed-out animal isn't as tasty.
There are some countries in the Orient which would disagree with you.
You're not allowed to say that.
My videos are international. I offend on a global level.
I think it's a nice word anyway. It sounds sort of... It's got a sort of romance to it, the Orient.
Well, the way I see it, if it's good enough to be called a ramen flavor, then it's good enough to still be used.
Oh, well then.
Yeah. We still have things that are called Oriental flavor here. Nobody wants to mess with their tastes, I guess.
Oh, balls.
Tits.
I've accidentally selected the bonfire ascetic. Oh well.
That's pretty... doesn't matter, who fucking cares, right?
Indeed.
These... Oh no! Overstepped that little cliff drop. I died.
First death of the playthrough.
Yeah, thanks Obama. I should find that mod.
Did they make it for Dark Souls 2?
I don't know. Honestly, I should probably get this out of the way before anybody starts waxing political. I lean to the left, and I use thanks Obama, ironically, as opposed to the seriously.
Yes, he's very left-wing. My politics, on the other hand, are terrifying.
Oh god, yes, your conservative party is just not enough for you anymore, you said. You were going for that new crazy Keep England English party, weren't you?
Oh, UKIP. They're a bit nuts.
Yeah, that's right up your alley, imperialist dog.
Not quite. I'm not quite that bad.
You are an imperialist, though.
That's true, but
And
I'm
that
left leaning on personal things.
Of course. It's okay to be gay.
Exactly. Isn't there a song about that?
I'm sure there's like 50 songs about that. And not one of them by a country singer.
Unless it's Korosami, because they really don't like that.
Korosami? That's a shame. It's not that bad. I mean, come on. At least you saw that they have chemistry. It wasn't like some random lesbian that they pulled out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah, that's something at least.
Yeah, like if Korra suddenly went into the spirit portal with like Poo Lee, then yeah, I would have been a little upset.
Yes, what a terrifying thought.
Yeah, you heard it here first, folks. Poo Korra. OTP.
Though I've actually named my character after a Korra character.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wait to see it.
You won't know it.
Oh, I might. Okay, let's equip this Estus flask here. Bitch, you wouldn't be watching anime if I didn't introduce it to you.
That's where you're wrong. I was into anime before I met you, just very select anime.
Yeah, I suppose. But you wouldn't like Castlevania if it weren't for me.
That's true.
Symphony of the Night, baby.
There really needs to be another style of... I'm getting muddled up. There really needs to be another Metroidvania, Castlevania game.
There does, and honestly, I don't know why they're going with the 3D thing. I didn't think it worked for Metroid Prime, and I don't think it works for Castlevania.
Because they've outsourced it to a Spanish games company for some reason. I don't know what it is with the Japanese computer game industry lately. They seem to be just making stupid decisions all over the shop.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. When the RPGs started to get a little bit more J, then things really did kind of start to go downhill. I mark Final Fantasy VII as the starter for the shittiest, of RPGs in the style that I like. I know that you like the Baldur's Gate style, make your own character thing, which is why this appeals to you so much.
Yes, it does. I mean, I think making your own character should be pretty standard now across the board, but I just think it adds so much more immersion.
Honestly, I can agree with you on that, because everybody's trying to focus on the game engine and such, and it used to be a pretty simple matter, just walk around, point at stuff, and click. It's all of it's focused on the gaming engine now, and they have a little bit less budget to go into designing the story, so that's why for me the cutting point was Final Fantasy VII, because before that, I mean, Final Fantasy VI and its predecessors, you felt more strong of a story. The characters you were playing actually felt a little bit more fleshed out. I make Chrono from Chrono Trigger the exception because he was basically a mute, but you at least felt a little bit like you knew who Chrono was, and he was upstanding young man. And you didn't play much of that game, I know, but that was my opinion.
I did struggle with it. It was very hard for me.
Yeah, but I think I remember that the idea of doing combination attacks sounded a little interesting to you. We're talking this is like back in the early 2000s and such. But yeah,
I wasn't even alive then.
Uh-huh.
6.
Yep.
Mental age of 6.
So what are you up to now, 12?
Nah, I'm nowhere near that mature.
Yeah.
The only JRPG I've actually ever managed to complete is Skies of Arcadia, which you've never played.
No, it's kind of hard to find, isn't it?
Very rare, very expensive, but extremely good.
What system was that even on?
Originally Dreamcast, and then it was ported to the GameCube, which is where I played it, and it's rare on the GameCube.
Well, if it was on Dreamcast, then you know that it could be pirated the shit out of.
Yeah.
That's what killed that system. It's so sad because it had such promise.
It had promise, but no games.
It had games, but they were all easily rippable.
I don't know how rare the Dreamcast version is. I mean, for those who would like to buy a copy, if you say it's rippable, then I'd imagine you could find it online. But the GameCube copy, they go for anywhere, at least in this country, over £100. So not rare, but quite rare.
That's like game prices back when they were new. I mean, everybody out there is all like, oh, how can you charge me $60 for a game? But I remember Chrono Trigger when it came out, that shit was fucking $70, and that's in 90s money, okay? It might as well have been $100 or £100 back then.
One of the biggest offenders was considered to be the Nintendo 64 with game prices, because it was still cartridge-based, I suppose.
Yeah, the media was extremely expensive, I will give them that. CD-based media and DVD-based media really did change the industry in a positive way.
Apart from the load times, which we're now all used to.
Yeah, unless you have a solid-state drive.
Doesn't do you much good if you're using a PlayStation 4.
No, I suppose it doesn't. But then, I would imagine the PlayStation 4 has some newer technology in it. You guys gonna follow me? These guys are just milling about.
You're not streaming, so I can't see you. We should make that clear. Who's following you?
Not following me, but I'm up here where the Haydnite is, and they're just not following me. I'm like, come on, guys, follow me down the ladder, and they're, nope, we're just gonna chill, kind of getting our groove on.
Yes, Dark Souls 2 enemies, I would say they were smarter than Dark Souls 1. It really depends on your opinion, but they turtle a lot more. They're reluctant to walk into obvious traps.
They just didn't seem to notice me. It's like I didn't catch their attention yet. But yeah, I would say that is true, but then again, them rapier Baldur Knights.
Oh, they were awful.
Oh god, yeah, I could have done without them.
I think everybody could have.
Still, they kept you honest, didn't they?
Honest?
You don't get cocky when you're around one of those guys.
That's true.
Alright, let me just go grab this short sword for no reason. I don't remember, is there somebody you can sell to in this game? It's been so long.
Yes, Lonesome Gavlan.
Oh, that's right, Gavlan Wheel and Gavlan Deal.
Mini deal.
I missed Gavlan in Lord of the Rings. He should have been there.
Instead you had Billy Connolly on a giant pig. What more do you need?
I am not going to complain about that. That is, honestly... Fuck! Second death, it was another stupid fall. Jesus.
I think I'm going to die to this Haydnite at this rate.
You're not just knife-throwing him to death?
No, I thought I'd try and be best.
Yeah, you're not very best at all, are you?
No.
That's why you gotta dank, man. You're trying the difficult mode, and I just don't go into that.
One of us has to do it properly.
Yeah, some confusion may exist about what the hell exactly a dank is.
Enlighten us, because I had to ask.
Yeah, you did, and it's hard to explain in a single sentence, but I kind of touched on it on my first couple Super Metroid vids. It's not a hack, it's not an exploit. It's using the game's mechanics in such a fashion that you are able to easier play the game. It's not like, using, let's say, in some of the speed runs, they show like tricks on how to time your speed run stuff, your speed boost, let's say. Everybody knows the speed boost in Metroid games. And it's not about trying to make extremely precise jumps or anything like that. It's just in doing something that the game allows you to do reliably and easily repeatably, and in a way that you can bypass a lot of crap. That's what it means. To dank is to use a game mechanic to your advantage.
I consider myself enlightened.
Yep. Of course, danks get ruined on patches. That's the problem. And this game isn't very dankable.
This game doesn't have patches in it.
Yeah, that's one failing there. I'd say that all the failings of Dark Souls 2 can honestly be summed up in just characterization.
Well, I disagree there, because we might not have patches, but we've got Peter Serafinowicz, mild-mannered Pate.
Who's Peter again?
Peter is one of those people who's not all that famous, but he's been in like everything you know. He's mainly a voice artist outside of the UK, but he's the very recognised comedian over here.
Well,
he was also the voice of Darth Maul for the 2 lines he had in the entire film.
shit, he had lines?
Yes, I think his Darth Maul's lines were, "At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
At last we will have revenge."
At last. And then he killed Liam Neeson, and that was it.
Until he came back in Clone Wars.
Did he? Oh,
He
yeah,
did.
he did.
Sorry, that was a spoiler there for anyone who hasn't finished watching it yet.
Oh, honestly, if you're still trying to watch that, then you weren't interested in the story anyways. And it doesn't matter anyways, because none of it's canon anymore, is it? With how they announced it? Star Wars Episode 7?
I think it's canon. I think it's just the expanded universe that's not canon, like the novels.
Fuck, I died again. I can't make jumps. What gives here? I thought I mapped it to the B button. Damn it.
What killed you this time? The jump again?
Yeah, the jump again.
I would unmap it if I was you.
I can't really press L3, though. That's the problem. This particular control doesn't allow for easy pressing of L3 when you're on the move.
I see.
And I would bring up
one.
I would bring up a question about how jumping honestly can be included in this sort of a game. Doesn't really add much, does it?
No, I suppose not. And if you go back to Demon's Souls, I'm trying to think if there was ever much in the way of... No, there wasn't. You couldn't jump in Demon's Souls.
No, you had that little vault over the wall thing is what you had.
That's true, yes. It's been a few months since I've played it because my PlayStation 3 is packed away, but... yeah, you couldn't jump at all in Demon's Souls. It's not something I would be sorry to see go. I wouldn't miss it. But maybe other people would.
Well, I have just made the decision that I'm not going to bother with the Haydnite sword. Honestly, it's a good weapon, but it's not worth it for me to fall off the cliff 5 times to get the damn fucking throwing knives.
Well, you can have mine.
Oh, well, that's nice of you, but I don't know. I wonder if people would consider that cheating.
Danking.
I guess it's a dank. I mean, it's got to be easily repeatable, but if you know a buddy that can go do it, I guess that can be a dank. It just doesn't feel like one.
Well, if you don't want it...
I probably will want it. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when it comes to that. I'll just use the fire longsword.
That is an excellent weapon.
It's a pretty good one, and you can get it kind of easily. But we'll see how much this whole corridor setup foils my swingity swings. So far, it's not too bad.
I think I might go down and get it myself, actually.
Oh yeah? Well, there you go. Oh yeah, I just remembered, that's another way that if you're out of fire bombs, you can open up that door. That shortcut outside Malentia.
Dementia.
Yeah.
Angina.
Alzheimer's. Yeah, I better stop going after the Hade sword anyways, because this is going to be a frustratingly long episode if we keep on at that.
You know, I was pondering earlier, who would be cast in a Dark Souls film? I mean, I'm not saying there should be one, because generally computer game films are all garbage, but theoretically, who would be good?
Well, let's name a character for one.
Okay, well, King Vendrick. Let's say it's a Dark Souls 2 film.
King Vendrick? Gary Oldman.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I was going to say, what's his name? Bald Star Trek man.
Patrick Stewart?
Yeah, that's him.
Really?
But he's not really A-list draw anymore, is he?
No.
Ian McKellen's a bit too old.
Well, Gary Oldman's just my go-to answer for who to cast for any noble character that's got facial hair.
That's true, and he's got a very elastic face, Gary Oldman. He can play many different roles.
He can, and he's pretty good at what he does. I mean, I believed him as Commissioner Gordon.
He looked exactly like Commissioner Gordon should look.
It's fucking scary. That's how good. That's how much he looked like Commissioner Gordon. It's like, holy shit! Did they fucking make this guy?
He walked into the room, and I said, "That's Commissioner Gordon."
Oh shit! Even before he was Commissioner Gordon, was he Lieutenant Gordon or Lieutenant Gordon?
Well, it's Lieutenant Gordon, isn't it? Because he's an American policeman.
And that's right. And I don't see any British people, with the bat signal.
No.
That didn't really make its way into the Nolan movies, did it?
No, it was just... It kind of did, but it was never used.
Really? Huh. Trying to remember how.
They destroyed it at the end of the second movie.
What? Did they even have it in the beginning, at the end of the first one?
They did. That's how we called him to say thank you.
Oh, man.
Give him the Joker card.
Here's the thing about the bat signal, is that's kind of from... I don't know if it's all the way back to the original Batman, but it just feels so Silver Age, doesn't it? It feels so Adam West.
It does, but there are many things from the Golden Age and Silver Age that probably shouldn't make a return, like Batman breaking people's necks with his feet.
That would be awesome.
Yes. Batman is a little bit of a murderer in the old comics.
I don't know, it's just... Was it really, honestly? I think it was the Silver Age where, Adam West's Batman was considered cool, that he started doing the bat everything, like the bat repellent spray for sharks and shit like that.
I think that's post-Silver Age.
Okay. I'm trying to pinpoint the origin of it, because there's a bat everything. I think in the Addams Family cartoon they kind of made, I think, the best pastiche on that when they were talking about all the Fester everythings. Fester Man, Fester Frog, Fester Girl, Fester Octopus.
The 90s cartoon. I loved that cartoon, but it wasn't very popular.
It was a bit silly. It overdid certain jokes and underdid certain others. But yeah, it was pretty fun.
It was a bit cheaply made with the repeated use of sound effects, but I still liked it.
Yeah, the sound
Very
effects...
special to me.
The sound effects, it didn't really, honestly, make any sense the way they were used a lot of times, did they? I mean, you'd hear them having a conversation, and then all of a sudden in the background is Pugsley saying, "Yeah!" And he's, like, standing right there. You're looking at his face. He didn't move or talk or anything. He's in mid-conversation.
Absolutely.
But I don't know where they got that Fester liked to be tortured so much. It was never that way in the Addams Family. He never liked to be tortured.
No, he was a bit sadomasochistic in the original 60s show, but not to the point that he liked being hurt. In fact, when he went to say hello to some new neighbors and they hit him with a pan, that offended him.
Yeah, that got him angry.
He wanted to kill them.
And that's something you don't see much these days anymore, is it?
No, you could get away with it back then.
You really could. Oh, this dude's... It's funny. I killed a Hollow, and he's just sitting here rocking back and forth on the tree. You keep rocking, Hollow dude. You keep rocking. Alright, so, I guess you could call what we're shooting for in this particular video as a breaking point a Dank. We're gonna be taking on the Pursuer early.
Yes, that's right, and I recommend this because it gives you a nice amount of souls very early on.
It does, and it just makes it a lot less of a problem getting through. It's a much wider open space, and you have more room to maneuver. So if you can manage it, and this is, danking, you don't start out danking, you learn a game. That's how you dank it. And once you've learned enough to be able to fight the Pursuer and beat him, then, that's when you can actually start danking. So you get not only a wonderful souls boost, but you get a pretty badass ring that increases your damage, and just, it's fun.
Absolutely.
Makes life easier.
And the great thing about the pursuer fight is, if you take him on early, you can put your soul sign down there and help other people for the same amount of souls. Usually, if you help on a boss, the souls you receive are greatly reduced, but not so with that fight.
Yeah, it's because he's an actual enemy at that point. He's not really a boss so much.
Yes, and that stays in effect, so you can easily get 100,000 souls in one sitting if you're summoned.
Absolutely. Alright, let's bust this door open so I can get my hands on whatever swag is back here. Alright. I don't like that they took away that you can roll through barrels and carts and shit.
But you can still roll through barrels, just not carts.
Yeah, that's lame.
It's slightly better. Could you imagine if carts were that fragile in real life?
Yeah, I suppose.
The wheel would have been discarded as an irrelevance 5 minutes after it was discovered.
Well, I mean, they should be at least a little bit rotted from having sat around God knows how many centuries.
I don't actually think Drang Lake's been decayed all that long, if you take a look at the castle, and... mind you, Majula's in pretty bad state.
Well, I mean, Drang Lake Castle was made by the men of Numenor, though.
Yes.
Practically.
It's just the White City with a different paint job.
It really is. Let's not forget we do need to save up for the ring. The name engraving.
Yes, I have the cash for that. Don't you worry.
All right. So I'm going back to Majula to get that now.
You should probably explain what the ring is.
The name engraved ring is the item in this game that makes PvP and co-op a lot easier. It pretty much just, you get it and your friend gets it, and as long as you're both wearing the same name on the ring, then it puts you in the same pool a lot easier, and it's more forgiving with the difference in souls. So yeah, it's a good weapon if you're planning to do any amount of co-op with a friend. Not weapon, item.
Is that
yes, it saves downloading
DS
mods like the DS fix, which was excellent, don't get me wrong, but there's no need for it in this game.
Yeah, and DSC fix, not necessary here. They built something into that effect, and they finally got wise to the idea, people are going to be playing our game that want to play together. We never know.
But they still drop the ball with summon times.
It's not all that bad, really. I mean, it's compare it to Dark Souls 1, and it's, you can forgive it.
Oh.
Well, in Dark Souls 1, the summon time was infinite.
The summon time in Dark Souls 2, if you couldn't summon someone just because you couldn't make a peer-to-peer connection, yeah, it might as well have been infinite.
No, I mean, the timer, when you've summoned your friend, on the small soapstone, it's only 5 minutes. Best to do away with that altogether.
Alright, well, I've equipped the ring and called myself Caffrey.
Of course.
Slap
Fun
my
to
ass
say.
and call me sexy.
Okay then. Are you putting the sign down, or am I?
Let's go ahead and make this about me. So, I'll go ahead and summon you when it gets to it.
So selfish. Okay, say when.
Well, yeah, I guess I should summon you here, shouldn't I? To help me out through these troubles. I'm back in the Cardinal Tower.
Okay, sign's going down.
Oh, and everyone, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy that equips the name engraved ring, sees a summon sign on the ground of someone you don't know, and decides to summon him.
Yes, I don't understand what's going through their heads.
Nothing is. They're fucking stupid morons. That's what it is.
They might just be new.
New-ass morons, I guess. Yeah, I suppose you buy the ring and you equip it like, I'm gonna get superpowers! And it's not
different.
Not exactly
Me being the reasonable one.
Where are you, sir? I don't see you.
My summon sign is between the two pillars. Just in front of the bonfire.
So on Malinch's chest.
No.
Ew. I don't see it. It's not there.
If you enter the doors, enter
I know
the
where you're
doors,
talking
you should be able to see it.
It's not down yet, is what I'm saying. Do I have cross-region play enabled? Yeah, I do. Oh, it's because I haven't taken my effigy yet. Derp.
Ah. Yes, that would really help.
Yeah. Okay. There you go, Izumi. Trying to remember that one.
You won't.
Give me a hint. Come on, what kind of bending?
Fire.
Izumi. Fire bending, huh? Must have been one of the kids in the school that Aang went to.
Summon to the world of Sol Star 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 Star.
Yeah.
Classic.
You gotta love how they did the whole name filtering thing in this game.
Izumi is Zuko's daughter.
Oh! Well, that... Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, take care of this shit for me, Slade.
I just thought a firebender name might be appropriate for my first stab at a pyromancer-centric character.
That makes a world of sense. Alright, I wanna... Don't! No! Mine.
Okay, calm down.
Get up, boy. Get up. Ah, I wanted to backstab him. Oh well.
I'm swapping my weapon hand. I've got so used to playing left-handed characters that it's something I do by default now.
Yep. Alex is a southpaw.
I am, and I thought I'd try it one day for a laugh, and it turns out I'm actually quite good at it. So,
It feels more natural to you.
yeah, there are drawbacks. You can't backstab with a weapon in your left hand.
Well, I can't backstab now. Not much lost there.
It does mean you can have a dagger in your right hand without the need for weapon switching. That just looks so idiotic.
Well, I don't have any fire bombs.
I'll go and kill that guy.
I'm not willing to bait that guy out. Which soapstone are you using, by the way?
The small one. I don't have the big one yet.
See, now that's bullshit. I gave this guy the backstab animation, and he walked out of it. Lame. So, but you aren't... I think I'm a little bit worried that you're gonna vanish during the fight, so that's... I guess you still look pretty opaque, but... we've probably got time. Oh, hey there, buddy!
Shall I desummon?
Yeah, go ahead and do that. I'm gonna try and see if I can go get my hands on what's-his-face's key, I guess.
Kale.
Yeah. Oh, leafy broccoli. Okay.
Parsley.
Ow. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. The best roofie ever.
I think Bayonetta's guns are called parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
I thought that was Bayonetta's tits.
She hasn't got 4.
Not that you can see.
She definitely hasn't got 4.
Okay, fine. You can have your little Sarah Palin action hero fantasy.
I just mean I know for definite she hasn't got 4 because the game is not exactly sparse with the nudity.
No, I suppose it isn't. You get to actually see nipple there?
No, but you see everything else.
Might as well. Does she have camel toe? Tell me she has camel toe.
I couldn't say. I haven't zoomed that far in.
You, my friend, have a purer heart than I do, then. Which is saying a lot. Oh shit! Fuck! A duck!
Oh, have you fallen off again?
I've fallen off the wagon. Okay. I'm not willing to burn human effigies like a bitch, so I'm gonna put my sign down by the pursuer.
Okay, then.
And that's another thing that they got right about this game. When you do get summoned to help out with something, then when your mission is successfully completed, then you do get to get your weapons restored completely and all your health and your humanity restored. So that's really quite a nice thing.
Yes.
And I think that's what they meant for you to do in No Man's Wharf, because honestly, I cannot account for how they give you a place that has that long of a time with that many enemies to beat, and by the time you hit the boss, you can't handle it because your weapon's about to break. I think they were trying to encourage co-op there.
It could well be. They were certainly trying to encourage co-op in Belfry Luna. The thing about No Man's Wharf is there's an alcove quite far in that I think might have contained a bonfire at one point in development. But they took it out for reasons unknown.
For the PvPers?
I've never been invaded in No Man's Wharf. In fact, I've hardly ever been invaded full stop in this game.
Yeah, that's something that I have to say. I have not experienced many invasions of the PvP variety. And the invaders that you do get, the NPC invaders, they're not exactly challenging. They never were.
Oh, some people would disagree. A lot of people say that the NPC invaders in Dark Souls 2 are far too quick, far too responsive.
I don't know, I can predict an AI, and I don't have to worry about lag stabbing.
The worst one is actually in one of the DLCs for me. His name's Rockshield Baldur. He's very annoying.
Is he worse than, what's-his-face, Shining Knight Stab Your Back?
Oh, Holy Knight Auron. Yes, he's far worse than him.
Auron. Isn't he the guy whose armor you wear that basically makes you naked?
Maybe I'm getting my names mixed up. But I know the one you refer to.
It's not very Holy Knight, is it, when you're sneaking up on someone?
I think it's an ironic name.
Yeah, I would imagine so, like Paladin Leroy.
Well, oh no, because Paladin Leroy's a beast.
Yeah.
If ever there's a Paladin, he's it.
He's got chicken.
Yes. I miss Warcraft.
Well, you know, the expansion's out and we might start playing that. Don't expect any form of recording on that if anybody's watching. No, no, no. No.
It's about the only MMO I've ever stuck with. Though I did quite like the recent Final Fantasy MMO very much.
I think that's probably the only MMO that anybody's actually stuck with. I mean, you know, there's something to be said for Lotro, that, you know, they've probably got a small yet loyal following. And
that's true.
And then
EVE
there's
Online
Ragnarok
is
Online.
very popular.
EVE Online, yeah, I mean, that one almost had a shot, didn't it?
I think that one's just too mathematical for most people, especially me.
I think that one of the things that kind of helps out with World of Warcraft is they have made their interface easier to use and more easily readable with less fidgety numbers to deal with. And that helps out a great deal.
Yes.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Have you died again?
I swear, I don't know what's killing my jumps here.
Alright, I'm sick of waiting around. I'm going to get the big soapstone.
Yeah, we're also at about 46 minutes with this, so I really need to forget that fucking key. Yeah. This is going to be a long-ass episode for not getting anything done. I'd like to have something to show for my efforts.
Yes, just leave the key for now.
Yeah, I know. I can go play around in the mansion later. This is not going to be like one of my regular playthroughs where I want to get every second of my journey on video. I'm willing to do some stuff off camera. It doesn't seem right that you backstab an enemy and they don't die this early in the game. I actually prefer the small soapstone because I like to get the smooth and silky stones. I have very little use for any of that other PvP related stuff or PvE related reward, although I will be switching to the large one for when I want to join the Sunlight Covenant.
I like the large one because I do like to get the dual bow as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. Alright, so let me know when you're ready, because I'm going to put down, because I'm not going to spend a human effigy here.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll go straight back up then.
Yep.
Put the sign down.
Sign is down. I also don't like when I run up on somebody's summon sign, and it's I put my summon sign down, and it's obviously right there next to the pursuer boss fights ladder, and then somebody goes and summons me, and let's go after the fucking rest of the game. No, that's not. It's not why my summon sign's there.
Yes, I agree. That is irritating. It should be a sign that you're to be summoned for the pursuer.
Exactly. But, people just starting to play this game wouldn't know the politics of how that goes, so I can forgive them, but, again, don't be one of those guys either. Did that guy come down? Huh, interesting. I also like that you can use your Estus flask during summon.
Oh god, yes. And that your summon mate's health bar remains on the screen.
But there's also the downside that your friend's heal doesn't heal you. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah. He whipped out the blue lightsaber there.
That shield bash combination dash attack is quite nasty.
It's terrible. I mean, honestly, circling counterclockwise helps, but ooh, he about to have you. Whatever, bro, whatever.
There are some drawbacks with summoning, though, particularly how easy it is to get in each other's way.
Yeah, that's a thing. Whoa, shit!
What were you doing?
I was trying to see if I can just get any throwables out.
He wasn't allowing any of that.
He's like, no, son, you don't. Well, you know what?
What on earth was that?
Magic urn.
Right, I wondered what the explosion of fabulousness was.
It's a raining man. Alright, well that's my urns. Let's see. I got one firebomb. But I think I'll just have a chug of my Estus instead.
He nearly got you again.
He almost tagged me, yeah. Alright, I think that's enough fucking cheesing this guy. And no, a dank is not a cheese either, although many cheeses can be danks.
Would you describe poisoning the Anorlondo ledge archers as a cheese or a dank?
Oh, that's a cheesy dank.
That sounds like a medical condition.
Or a snack cracker. I've lost your audio.
I'm not speaking.
Oh, you're back. It sounded like you almost hung up on me.
No. I was just concentrating.
There we go. Goodbye, motherfucker.
And you get the Ring of Blades, which is the sort of thing you would wear throughout the entire game.
I don't get it.
No, but I do, and that's what matters.
Alright, so now I've got to follow you around like a chump until I can actually get my reward for coming into your world, so...
Yes.
Yeah, you go deal with Melentia, I suppose. Go talk to your geriatric grandmother in the corner there.
You're not in any rush?
No, not terribly. I mean, I don't mind posting an hour-long episode.
I will have all of the things, thank you, Melentia.
Yeah, you do kind of want to buy Melentia's things, because if you get, like, I think you buy over 10,000 of her crap, 10,000 souls worth, she'll let you get the Silver Serpent Ring. Not the plus
one.
The plus one, okay, yeah, it is the plus one, and that's good for if you're soloing it. It's a really, really helpful little tool.
Okay, well, you might as well come with me for the time you have left, and help me as far as you can to get the large soapstone.
Absolutely. Alright.
Speak to mild-mannered Pate.
Who's
Serafinowicz.
Mild-mannered Pate. I don't know, he sounds like he's about to run into a phone booth and change into Superman.
I call him mild-mannered Pate.
You're into liver, are you?
Well, sometimes. You never just wake up in the middle of the night and fancy some pate.
I've never had it.
Never had pate.
Never.
So you've never had foie gras.
No, have not. I don't care for anything made with innards, generally.
So the horrendous geese cruelty doesn't bother you, just the fact that it's made out of innards.
I don't think birds have souls. Yeah, it's going to alienate a couple of my viewers. All three of them, one of which are you.
I don't watch your videos.
Oh, well then. Meh. You die in the fire. Yeah, I suppose being a pyromancer, getting yourself the flame longsword is pretty appropriate, isn't it?
Hmm. It's a good early game weapon. If you're going for a theme build, I do theme builds. Some people say that the soul memory system means that people don't roleplay a build anymore, but you do. You just have to want to. That's all.
And honestly, I have never, in our entire time playing this game, before now and during now, I've never had a problem where our soul memory wasn't within league of each other, to the point that we couldn't summon each other.
Yeah, I don't actually mind soul memory.
I'm okay with it too. I mean, it does help out a little bit when you've got people with like plus 15 everything showing up to fuck with your day.
Yeah. A lot of people hate it for their low-level PvP, but it never bothered me. If they wanted to get rid of it and replace it with the old system, that was impressive.
It was. It was massively awesome. Oh yeah. So what were you saying before I did that amazing thing?
I was saying that if they wanted to get rid of soul memory and replace it with the Dark Souls 1 system, you'd get troll invaded more, but I don't think it would bother me too much.
It really isn't a big deal. It's truly not a big deal, the soul memory thing. And I've kind of discovered one of my hugest gripes that, I'm sure you got tired of hearing when the game first came out is about how you couldn't guard break, you couldn't do anything. And I kind of discovered, actually, recently when we did some of our, shall we say, alpha runs of recording our... Oh, my God.
I can't believe that. You absolute tool.
Fuck's sake. Alright, well, you know what? I think that's probably enough, because we showed the Pursuer boss fight, and, I just lost... didn't lose my souls, actually, did I?
No, but you lost that chance at the smooth and silky stone, those things for which you have such an amazing fetish.
Well, it's more that I wanted to get, resurrected with full health and all that. But yeah, that sucks too. But yeah, I think that's more than enough recording time on this one. We got something done, and we showed how absolutely rusty I am with this game, which I'm not too bothered by. So thanks for watching Dank Souls 2. This is Solanus Dracone and Alex. And
I will have a nickname soon.
Well, it's too late. Everybody knows who you are.
Well, everyone knows who Franz is.
Well, yeah, but that's because he chooses to let that be known. But anyways, thanks for watching. This is Solanus Dracone, and this has been Dank Souls 2.